What's up, guys? Alright, so I tried to be a YouTuber for a year and get famous, and I failed. I even tried to make how-to videos, and I failed. Now, my videos are still active online, but what I've noticed was that I was progressively getting better and better. Now, even though I only managed to make around 100 subscribers in 1 year, I did the math and I realized, you know what, this will take me forever to actually become famous. It would actually take me 10 years to get 1,000 followers. And that's just not how you become famous. You usually become famous overnight or in an instant or within a year. So if I didn't have the traction to blow up, then my chances of becoming famous or making money on YouTube as a side hustle was very slim. Now this is my second year. I'm starting on my second year in YouTube, and one of my biggest problems was that I couldn't find a niche. So what I decided to do was, instead of just cramming all kinds of different content into one channel like I did before, I just created 15 different channels. So this is my Tomoko vlog channel, and this is specifically only for vlogs. I also have a Tomoko soap channel, which used to be my all-around channel. I'm gonna have a Tomoko art channel, Tomoko electronic channel, Tomoko business channel, and all these other channels that I could think of, because I just can't find one niche, and I cannot stick to one thing, because I like all kinds of things and I cannot dedicate a whole channel to just one single thing over and over and over again. I get so bored and sick of it that I just lose interest. This is why I have to constantly have different niches. That's what keeps me interested in life, is to having a variety of things. I like food, I like art, I like business, I like making money, I like making crafts, and I also like making art. So those are two different niches right there. And I can't just have one DIY channel or one channel dedicated to just electronics, because I go back and forth on subjects like crazy, and I just cannot for the life of me choose one niche. I'm a person that is into so many things, and one thing cannot define me. This is why I had to make at least 15 channels. So on my second year, starting on my second year of YouTube, I'm going to be launching about 15 channels. One for every stupid niche that I like. One for art, one for vlogs, one for business, one for electronics, one for soap making, one for DIY, one for crafts. So hopefully keep an eye out on those. The channels are gonna all start with Tomoko. So it's gonna be Tomoko soap, Tomoko art, Tomoko business, Tomoko electronics, Tomoko vlog, Tomoko whatever. Just look out for Tomoko channels, because all those Tomoko channels are gonna be me. If you're wondering about Tomoko, that's not my name, but it's the name that I chose to represent my channel. And it's very fitting because it comes from a manga where one person tries every single week to become famous, and they never become famous or popular. So it's kind of fitting to my channel, because I'm trying weekly and weekly to become famous and popular, but I don't become popular. It's just like the manga that I derived the name from. The character's name is Tomoko, and she was in high school trying to become a popular student. And what happened was, every week she would try something different. She would try to dress pretty, or she would try to be cutesy, or she would try to be the girl that ignores you, or she would try to be the quiet girl, or she would try to be the clumsy girl. Whatever the hell, whatever she thought of that week, she would try to do it so she could become popular. And it's almost like what I'm doing right now. I'm trying everything I can to become popular, but at the end of the day, it's your guys' fault that I'm not popular. Just like Tomoko in that manga, which is that's what the title was. It's your guys' fault that I'm not popular. So I'm gonna try with these 15 channels to make something happen, get monetized, become popular, hopefully make some communities to help smaller YouTubers, because I see a lot of really good content that is not being thrown into the mix because it's not an algorithm that I'm seeing, but I'm noticing that YouTube recommends about 5 videos that are on the top of the list towards your category when you search, and then it'll suggest about 3 or 4 other videos related to other things that you watch, and then under that they'll start recommending channels from what you said from the thing you've searched that are not so popular. So in order for you to find my channel or to find my content, it would almost be a miracle for you to sift through so many suggested videos that by the time you get to me, if you get to me, you may or may not find me entertaining. I think they're trying to weed out the bad from the good and entertaining, but actually what they're doing may not be the best, because you're actually throwing a lot of great content creators in the trash, and you're making I'm noticing that YouTube is becoming prettier and more polished, but at the same time it's becoming more boring. And pretty and polished is nice, but it's boring. Pretty is boring. Clutter and destruction, that's what's exciting. That's what keeps your attention. You need to put a little bit of grit on entertainment. You need to make it look a little dirty, because if it's too clean, too polished, too perfect, too neat, all it does is it doesn't keep our attention. And what I'm noticing is a lot of these creators that are blowing up and that have almost 500,000 subscribers that they've made within a year, they're clean, they're neat, they're pretty, they're polished, but they are very boring. And I'm gonna talk about that in another video, so keep an eye out on that. But yeah, I tried for 1 year to become a YouTuber, and it was I learned from everything. Even if I make mistakes, I learn from the mistakes and I gradually get better. If anything, I'm still gonna make videos, whether for YouTube or for myself, and I'll figure out a different way to distribute it. If YouTube doesn't want me on the front cover or famous or anything like that, I have no problem with that, because I actually can survive on my own and I don't even need YouTube for it. If they just want to put pretty polished people that are annoying or whatever have you, or that are a certain shade of color on their skin, then by all means they can do that if they want, because it's their channel and I'm not going to be mad at it the way they want to run it. If they want certain type of people to be on their pages and they want certain faces to represent YouTube, then go ahead. I don't need YouTube to distribute my videos. I could actually make videos and distribute them myself for people who want to see. I don't need YouTube. I don't need any type of social media that tries to shadow ban or to try to create a certain type of look for their channel, because at the end of the day, that's going to lead to their destruction. That's going to lead to their downfall. It's becoming boring already, I'm spending less and less time watching videos on YouTube because they're just pushing out too much pretty neat content that is boring, but it looks good. But looks are not everything. They say it over and over again through time. Looks are not everything. You need personality, you need grit, you need a little bit of filth and complication in life. If you do not have that grit or that contrast, all these pretty people or pretty faces are just gonna blend in with each other, and they're just gonna make people go away. It's the people that are relatable that bring people more attention. People that have characteristics in them. But if you look like every single person, if every single YouTuber looks exactly the same, then when you go to YouTube or to any type of social media, you're gonna get bored really quickly and you're not gonna want to be there. So hopefully, if YouTube sees this, try to learn from lessons of life that this slogan has been around for a long time. Looks are not everything. People want to be relatable to the creators, right? They want some content that doesn't show a person lying about making millions of dollars or all this other stuff. They want the real content of everybody. And that's basically, when I remember when YouTube first started, that's basically was a premise to broadcast yourself, your YouTube. Like, this was about you. And that's what happened in the beginning, until someone realized that, you know what, not that many white people are becoming famous, so let's start making them more famous. Let's start promoting their videos. Let's start putting them in the top, so that we have a more of a demographic towards whites, and let's make white people the face of YouTube. But anyone who started with YouTube remembers that it started with backyard wrestling. It started with freaking vloggers that were from India, from China, from Asia, mainly Asian comedians. And what happened was, slowly but surely, YouTube started to play unfairly and start to promote a certain type of person more and more and more. And you know, you did it. This is why so many so many good creators are just getting swept under the rug, because you're starting to say, oh well, this is what we want our faces to be. It happened with TikTok, where it was promoting nothing but white people, and it was shadow banning black people. Well, yeah, black people too, but who was shadow banned even more? Latinos were shadow banned. So where are the Latinos on YouTube? You have like little sprinkles here and there, so that the Latino community would shut up. But actually, there's more Latino creators out there that are producing some pretty damn good stuff. And Asians and black people. I remember I've seen some vloggers that were black, and they were producing some pretty great content that I was watching all the time, but they never had the subscribers. They didn't have the views. For some reason, all these black creators were not getting any monetization, even though they were not being bad. They weren't cussing, they weren't doing anything wrong. They still got demonetized for dumb reasons. And then I see a white creator doing worse things, making content that's dangerous, but they're monetized. So there's some systemic racism that went on there behind the scenes, and I wanted to actually ignore it for the longest time. But since this video is probably not gonna get any views, I might as well friggin' talk about it. YouTube is systemically racist, and there's a lot of creators, even white creators, that are, because you know, you could be racist towards white people also. I noticed that white people could be racist towards other whites. So it's a different type of class system that they have with whites. So I see a lot of white creators that I would say are like rednecks, or like describes them as more urban white people that are more relatable, more understanding, or poor white people that are being discriminated and systemically racist. Even though they're white, they're being systemically pushed back because they're not rich, because they're not from a pure white family, or pure this or pure that, or they see themselves with black people, or they live in black neighborhoods or whatever, or they have a black accent, whatever it is. I'm starting to notice this. I didn't want to think that our world is still racist and systemically racist, but you know what? It's very prevalent and it's very obvious that it still is. But I'm going to still create content. If nobody wants to see it, it's fine by me, because I'm still going to create content because I like doing it. I like to document what I do in life and my thoughts, and instead of writing it down, I can now vlog it. So I'm pretty sure YouTube will do the right thing, because you don't have to stay systemically racist. You can educate yourself. One of the great things about the United States when it started was that it was a melting pot for the whole world to create stuff, and that's what actually made America great, was that we had the best of every single country.